Today we're going to try and take an entire kingdom with a single red wedding by plotting wisely to go straight from count to king. So yes, today we are starting in Cornwall with Earl Kev. I know, very, very scary name. Our goal is to take the entire kingdom of England, and the power must transfer with either a murder feast or a red wedding, whatever's in the title basically. I'm not 100% sure which way it is going to plan out, because it is going to be quite tough, because in the 1066 start date, when like the full England exists, they do start with Saxon elective, and if Norway take over, they get Scandinavian elective. So the best bet really is if King William of Normandy wins, but we will see. I'm not sure who is going to win out of the three of them and keep the throne. Now, I'm not going to be doing many wars, but one thing we have to do is we have to take Devon, because when you're a count, you can't get any of the special voting laws on your title, and we might need to use them. So we are going to have to take at least the Duchy of Cornwall. There we go. For 90 gold, we can get a claim on the Earldom of Devon. So we're definitely going to try and take that now. Problem is, she is a bit more powerful, and she does have an alliance with Kent. So we can't do it just yet. And it's seeming like the Norwegian invasion is going to win. Although look how close they are. There's 2% between both of the wars. Oh, there we go. So Duke William won that war. Now, they don't have any special voting laws yet. They may by the time we get a chance to do anything, which is not so great for us, but what can you do? Oh, sadly, with that war, King William has taken Devon. Damn. And we need to get a duchy title. So, yeah, we need him to lose some land. Oh, no, he's given away some land. Okay, perfect. He's re-given Devon, Somerset, and Dorset out. So, you know what? Let's jump in this straight away now and take Devon. That actually worked to my advantage, which is very, very lucky. And there we go. Just like that, we have our second county, which will allow us to make the duchy title, which will allow us to get them laws that we desperately need. But to be honest, we may as well pick up Somerset and Dorset as well if we can. Well, that was very fun. We were taking Somerset, and then Prince Richard of England randomly got an alliance and called them into the war, and we got destroyed by their armies, which is very cool. And there we go. We are now the Duke of Cornwall, which, as you can see, yeah, later on we can add maybe feudal elective to it, so we can actually choose our heir, and hopefully that will help us when we need to actually get the throne of England for ourselves. But for now, it's not really necessary. We are nowhere near having any good plans to get there. We're going to need a lot of money, because we're going to have to offer potentially a grand wedding. So that is going to be quite an expensive thing to do. So what we'll probably have to do initially, just to help set us up a little bit for later, is just build up Devon and Cornwall so they can make okay-ish money. Then we can use that money to actually host grand weddings and stuff like that, and potentially pay off some people when it comes to voting. Okay, so our son and player here has come of age, Kev II, and as you can see, he's actually turned out pretty decent at intrigue, which is very good. As I imagine, the current Duke Kev isn't going to get much time to show off his own intrigue, as we're just not in a position to take advantage of anything right now. That's the thing with intrigue. You have to wait for like the right time to put your plans in place. Otherwise, nothing will work. So we have a slight waiting game, but right now we're doing very good things, building up all our domains, getting trade ports down and stuff like that, which will just help us get a lot of money later on. And for our knight accolade, our player here can actually be one, as he has 10 prowess. They need over 8. And his primary accolade can be manipulator, which, if he does reach max rank, we get more intrigue, more dread, more knight effectiveness per dread, and plus 30 to our intrigue scheme power. So you know what? I think we actually create an accolade here. And over time, hopefully this accolade ranks up, giving us more intrigue and hostile scheme power. That is really, really good. So my son and player here died in a duel. Yes, the amazing intrigue character that we had with 17 intrigue died in a duel. A new player here now is actually his son, so we could try and train him up. Hopefully he turns out okay, I guess, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, slain in a duel. I don't know who by. I don't think it says. Now, Kev may never get his full time to shine doing intrigue, but we have a knight in our court that we know is a non-believer, and of course, as a very good, devout Catholic ruler, we must take him out. And one thing that's very nice, we have a deer sighting in Cornwall. So we're going to head down Cornwall and do a hunt. And for our intent, we are going to try and murder Rudolph. Because, you know, we can't be having no non-believers in our court. So this hunt is going to cost us 149 gold. Wait, a swampy encounter. This is a Shrek reference. So the ground grows wetter, the air heavier as we ride deep into the wilderness of Helston. Suddenly, from out of the greenery surrounding us, a giant of a man appears, hulking in a layer upon a layer of dirty clothes. He shouts, "Explain yourself. What are you doing in my marshland?" We actually found Shrek, so we can actually make him guide us around. We can talk it through. Finally, something to hunt. We can kill him. We can't recruit Shrek. I wanted to recruit Shrek, but you know what? If we can't recruit him, killing him is the next best thing. As you can see, Shrek was manhunted and killed. So, you know, even if we don't kill the deer, you know, at least we hunted something. But the real game, of course, the real reason we're here is Rudolph. Galloping through the dense trees, following the calls of the horns and baying of the dogs, Rudolph at last separates himself from the rest of the party. He halts a moment, pondering which course to take. I glance around. This might be the best opportunity I get. Today is the day. So we only have a 68% chance. Hopefully, it's a success. There we go. We completed our murder intent. He was killed by us in a hunting accident. I have you, little worm. And sadly, because of the unfortunate early death of Rudolph, the hunt has been called off. But you know what? We did the real thing we came for, and we found Shrek. So I call that a victory right there. Oh, sadly, Kev died at 68 years of age, just before Duke Kev II could become of age. So we have 1 year left, I think, of education now. Now, we are trying to get as good of an intrigue education as we can, so hopefully it does turn out good. As I'm hoping Kev II can be the one to do it for us. And we picked up, oh no, amateurish plotter. Well, that is not very helpful for us. That's the worst thing that could have happened. Now, we were pensive, so, you know, it kind of makes sense. We were trying to force it, but that is so unlucky. Okay, so I was checking out the inheritance of England, and we may have a chance, although it is, it's a pretty nasty way of doing things. But the King of England's older son died by drinking himself to death, and he has 2 sons still alive. The other 2 died from being sickly. So his second son has quite a few children, as you can see. And what we could do, we could arrange a marriage between his daughter and my player heir and son. And we could do a grand wedding, because then if we set it as a bloody wedding, there may be a chance to do it. But it will mean we have to get her in line by the time they both come of age. Because you can't do the grand wedding until they're old enough to be fully married. So if we send this off, now what we have to do is take out everybody else in the way, which may not work because our intrigue is not exactly fantastic. We'll get better over time, but we don't have the best odds at it. So I say, let's start it now, and we have some money. So what we can do, one of the spy master is considering our offer, but we could bribe it for 165 gold. And one thing also we could do is we could stop being his steward, and we can demand to be his spy master, which will also be a massive, massive help in doing this. So right now, as you can see, we're up to 95% chance, and we want to take out all of the children before they have their own children, because then they get mixed up in inheritance. So really, we need to start doing this as fast as we can. Wait, just before we were about to do it, he became the actual King of England, but it hasn't changed the actual line. As you can see, she is still in line eventually, but you know what? Let's go for it. 95% chance it'll flip to his younger son. Perfect. We didn't get exposed, so we have to try and do the same thing now to the other son. That starts off with a 95% chance, probably mainly because, oh, we're not even his spy master. Well, either way, that pretty much guarantees his death as well, which will flip the inheritance to the father of the daughter that we need to take over England. And remember, we have promised a grand wedding, so we need to save enough money to do a grand wedding and, of course, make it a murder wedding. I've never tried this before, so I don't know how it's going to work, but let's just hope. We'll just go in with the hope. We'll see how it goes. There's 14 agents, and we haven't invited anybody. So that's why we have such a high chance, because for some reason, everybody hates this 1-year-old child, King Maurice. Like, I apologize, King Maurice. Nothing against you, but you're kind of just in the way. So here we go. Defenseless. 75 gold, murdering a child. Are you certain about this? Yes. Very, very certain. Didn't get discovered again. Perfect. So now that means our dynasty is 5th in line, which is still quite a long way to go. The main thing we want to get rid of is the sons before they have their own children. That has to be our first priority. Now, our chance has dropped quite a lot, but if we once again demand to be his spy master, we're up to 40% chance, which is a little bit better. Bribe one more person, and there we go. So let's see how quick we can take out the rest of them. A mangled corpse, and they say children are the future. Well, well, well. So that means second in line is Princess Margaret, who is betrothed to our very own Kev the Third. So that hopefully, as long as he doesn't have any more sons, one more murder, and actually she is first in line. Now, she is pregnant. Hopefully, it's another daughter. Of course, it was a son. There we go. And she was taken out. So yeah, we have got to get rid of that new son, but we have a great chance for that. Wait, what? A twist of fate. As I make all the preparations necessary for Richard's departure from this world, I am interrupted by a page. The swine went and died without any help from me. Satan must have been eager for his company, but look who murdered him. The king himself, his own father. What? Why? I don't understand why. But as you can see, we have another issue that's come up once again. This time, Earl Nicholas, as we did just kill the eldest daughter, but just before we managed to, she had a son. So he, once again, was pushed in line. I can't understand why. Why did he do that, though? He's not sadistic, so he can't scheme against them. I'm so confused, but people are not going to like him now, so hopefully he doesn't get overthrown, please. There we go. So with him murdered, that means Margaret is actually first in line finally. Now, my son is 10, so we're going to have to wait until they're both of age, and then we can do the grand wedding. Wait, he wants to tutor my own child after he just got discovered murdering his own. I really don't think so, honestly. So there we go. As you can see, Kev has finally come of age, and that means we get this new pop-up. We have 3 years to fulfill our promise of a grand wedding. And if you don't fulfill it, the wedding is called off completely, and sometimes you end up in like a house feud with the other family. So it's not something you want to not do once you've promised it. But I was just thinking, and it did just hit me, that we have a problem. A grand wedding will kill her, which will mean inheritance, if we look at the Kingdom of England, will go to Prince Simon. But what we can do is if we marry our oldest daughter matrilineally to Simon. But yeah, sadly, once we do host the bloody wedding, she will be murdered, so our plans have slightly changed. But what we have to do now is host grand wedding. Obviously, select bloody wedding. We'll host it in our capital, and we'll even splash out for entertainment, food and drink, and the wedding venue. Now, hopefully, Simon's not coming. No, Simon isn't invited, so he won't get in the way anyway. That is exactly what we needed. So it's going to take another 3 months for it to start. And if we look, we got some pretty good guests, you know? King of Scotland, a lot of dukes inside of England, but everybody has arrived. And see, here are the 3 options we get. Every member of the Normandy Luton house must be wiped out. It's only Margaret's life that I'll take, or I can't do this, not here, not now. We're going to take out every member that's here, and then we'll go through the normal wedding event. So the ceremony is when they go from betrothed to officially married. And as you can see, there we go. And now if we look, it actually says spouse and not betrothed. So they are officially married, but little do they know what's about to really happen. And here we have the big thing. Grand wedding does them apart. The guests are engaged in many conversations that it's difficult to keep track of all of them. Princess Margaret is surrounded by a group of keen courtiers, all complimenting each other. Whether the distraction is a pure coincidence or fate, I cannot tell. I signal to my servants as I bite into the saffron cakes. My men enter the hall, disguised as mercenaries. The doors are locked and the music starts playing. Let the massacre begin. The House of Normandy Luton ends here. So as you can see, at the end of all of this, we were excommunicated, which is very fun. But because of that murder wedding, as you can see, King Simon is on the throne. He does have a regent, but he is married to my daughter. And what we need to do now to get ourselves on the throne is take out my own children. We are sadistic, so we can do that, which is very helpful that we picked up that trait. But yeah, I was hoping we could take out her family, but not her. That would be a pretty cool option to be added, as it would really help getting a grand wedding, get your family on the throne. But we still worked around it. And now the next challenge is actually getting on the throne ourselves. So we need to be playing as our daughter. Okay, so at this point, as you can see, I definitely haven't done anything evil or anything like that, and got exposed for it. But our own heir is our daughter, who is married to King Simon matrilineally. So when she comes of age and has children, we can get on the throne. But King Simon is doing a grand tour, and he's just arrived at our own court. court. But hopefully we can make friends with him. We don't need him dead. We need him to stay alive. So we'll do what he says. And hopefully he's not here to kill me or something. So nothing too great has happened. Although, as he's leaving, he is demanding a gift. We can refuse, but that does give him an imprisonment reason on us. You know what? But we'll give him 80 gold. Just go away and don't get killed in any of your other destinations, please. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a terrible spy master who hates us. So hopefully we can get murdered. Because if we get murdered, we will play as her, which will be very helpful. Oh, wait. We give him the gift and he's still trying to imprison me. We're going to decline. He is declaring war on us. Great. So we're going to get imprisoned because I don't want him to lose any soldiers and get weaker. So we're going to surrender. With a bit of luck, we can just escape. There we go. So yeah, nothing came of that, luckily. Now, for some reason, we are close to death. So that is not good. I don't know why. Apparently, we're not feeling well. And there we go. Oh, he died in his sleep. So yeah, I don't know why we died. I'm assuming we were murdered. We can now send off the marriage. And it's a matrilineal marriage. And all we have to do now is have children. Well, that is awkward. But we are in the middle of a feud with House Weiss. So they may have just killed me. Yeah, look at that. But that is perfect because... Okay, that happened twice. Strange. But as you see, it's been a few years and we have our very own son who is now 17 and he is in line for England. So, I mean, we could really just try and murder our father. Being his spy master will help a lot. Because, yeah, as here, we just had as many children with him as we could. Well, that's pretty cool. So our murder scheme has just fired while he is actually in the middle of a grand tour. So as it says here, my agents have learned that King Simon is currently undertaking a journey to Kent, which will take him through several patches of wilderness. And we can say, oh, the wilderness is such a dangerous place. Dangerous journey. So we took him out in the middle of his grand tour. But look at that. We are now a mighty king and our dynasty and us. We have taken England for ourselves. But sadly, because of the way the murder weddings work, you take out the spouse as well. There's no option not to take out the spouse. So the final straw couldn't be the actual wedding, but it was like the main thing that took it to our family. So I'll call that a success. It's probably easier to do it without the grand wedding, to be honest with you. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. And I'm going to end the video with a massive thank you to all the channel members. We have Intermio1, Toxic Flame, Caesar, Mr. Diesel, and Zeharmus. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.